All right, guys, welcome back to the Pokémon channel. It's Maddie here, and today we have a different type of video. I'm making this because the Pocket Mads YouTube channel just hit 50,000 subscribers, which I thought was pretty cool. So I wanted to make this video today kind of acknowledging you guys, talking to you directly, not something that I really do very often here on the channel. I do it on my live streams, but we don't live stream as often these days. So I wanted to get this video out there, just kind of talk about, what's going on with me, with the channel. I want to, first of all, thank everybody that's watching this and that did subscribe to the Pocket Mads channel. 50,000 people is crazy. I never thought ever we would be at 50,000 subscribers. But that being said, I'm very happy that we did hit 50,000. It's kind of like an arbitrary milestone in a way, because I think like YouTube gives you, they give you like a plaque, and like you get your channel like verified on YouTube when you hit like 100,000. So 50,000, you don't get anything for it. It's kind of like an arbitrary type of achievement, but it's an achievement nonetheless, one that I'm actually really happy about. And again, really surprised. I started to make videos on this channel shortly after Pokemon Pocket came out. And yeah, I mean, people have just been watching like ever since. It's really cool. I still can't really believe that we have that many people subscribed. Now, a lot of those people, I imagine, probably aren't actively playing Pokemon Pocket right now. But at least for everyone that is subscribed, hopefully they feel like this channel is, a good place to go for Pokemon Pocket, for content, to understand what's going on with the metagame. And from a competitive sense, like which decks are the best. And that's, the thing that I've really tried to do with this channel since, since making it and uploading videos, was to highlight deck lists, highlight the players, and with, of course, our tournament series, which has been going on for almost a year now, which is crazy. We've had a really good opportunity to do that. So one thing that I will say is that, feel free to comment down below. I'm going to respond to like hopefully every single comment on this video that I can. So comment down below if you have anything to say, or anything, you want me to know, or any questions you might have about anything related, whether it's me or Pokemon Pocket related. Feel free to comment down below, and I will do my best to answer every single one of those comments, because I definitely, I always read all of the comments. I used to interact a bit more and answer people, but you get a lot of the same questions in the comments, and like I do sort of say them in the videos, so I try not to reiterate myself in the comments when I'm replying to people. But yeah, in this case, I mean, if you have anything you want to talk about or ask me about, then feel free to comment down below and I'll try to answer all of them. And again, right now, we just hit 50,000 subscribers, but one thing that I did want to just talk about was like the current state of Pokemon Pocket and this channel in general, right? Because I think that Pokemon Pocket is in a very interesting place. The last like 2 or 3 months for this game have been very interesting, because we're definitely like a little bit long into this sort of B series, which of course is ever since like Mega Pokemon came out. In fact, B4 is coming out at the end of this month, and that's going to be the Mega Rayquaza set, which I'm really excited about. But after B4, there might be a mini set or two, and then we're going to go into like what they probably will call the C series, which will be like the next, like the third era or third year almost of Pokemon Pocket, which is really crazy to think about how quickly time has passed since this game's released. But I actually think Pokemon Pocket is in a pretty good spot. The metagame's healthy. We have so many cool cards. I think they're doing a really good job in kind of giving us new decks and updating the game. I am really curious to see where they go in the future with like after Mega Pokemon. How are they going to like power scale? How are they going to get people to be like continue to be invested in the new cards and in the new strategies, right? They got to make them stronger. So I'm actually really curious to see how that happens. But it's been interesting because over the last like 2 or 3 months, I think since like Pokemon Champions came out, because that coincided with sort of like the time period where people started to like fade down a little bit. Pokemon Pocket has like minor jumps every month when new sets come out, but it really has like quarterly jumps where like new full expansions come out, because less people play the mini sets and participate in the game during the mini set times than they do like the full sets. And that's why I do think like Champions coinciding or releasing kind of at the same time that we're in right now with Pokemon Pocket, there's certainly, it feels like less people playing the game and engaging with the game than probably like almost ever before. Like I think it's definitely some downtime periods. Like if I remember correctly, like one of the bigger downtime periods for Pokemon Pocket in the community was like after Secluded Springs came out and we had like the deluxe A set and we didn't get any new cards for like almost 2 months. It was like a really down time period. And I really hope that we don't like get another one of those time periods at the end of the B series. Not that I don't like the deluxe sets. It's just really tough when you go a long time without new cards getting added to the game because people don't really feel there's nothing new to like kind of refresh people's ideas of like what they should be playing and competing with and kind of being excited to play the game. Because that's honestly like what this channel's all about, right? I know there's probably millions of people that play Pokemon Pocket and they just open the packs and they collect the cards. But to me, like the most fun about this game is, you know, collecting those cards, but building decks with them and then, you know, bringing them out and seeing how well your deck does, right? That's to me like the most fun thing about this game, which is why this channel entirely exists. But yeah, right now, and again, you could probably tell by like the viewership and the amount of players that are competing in ranked seasons, but also like in tournament play. Like it's definitely becoming less and less, like I think as this B series and as the year goes on. And I think it'll probably, you know, kick back up towards the end, or, you know, preferably not only is B4 going to be really, really hype with Mega Rayquaza, but after B4, when we get like the C series set, when we get C1, hopefully that's also really exciting. And that should also coincide with like a major update to the game, which is something that I think a lot of players are definitely waiting on because it's been some time. Pokemon Pocket has, of course, like minor updates every month where they, you know, release new cards, but it does feel like every 6 months or so, they have like major game updates. And like those updates add like a lot of substantial things to the game, like new game modes. Like we got this last season or this last big update with like random battles and like UI changes and like general support to the game. Those tend to come out like every 6 months because I believe that's probably just how the development cycle is. It's likely like a different team working on the game than it is the people like creating the cards and releasing the cards, right? And I think a lot of people are definitely looking for a new game mode or just sort of something else to do in Pokemon Pocket other than, you know, the ranked stuff. And speaking of ranked, I do want to talk about like the ranked seasons and the way that that's been working for the past, like, I don't know, what is it, like 6 months or so, maybe longer. That's been a change that I think has been really interesting, but also one that I don't think has been healthy for the game of Pokemon Pocket. At the end of the day, I do think that ranked is really important, right? Because when you think about the players that engage or play Pokemon Pocket, of course, you know, the developers probably categorize the players that just open packs as players, right? If you're spending money, if you're opening packs, like you're playing the game, you're logging in, you're doing things. But to me, like the lifeblood of this game, like the actual community, are the people that are actually playing the game with the cards, not just opening the packs. And I think the ranked battles were like the best thing they added to this game in the ranked seasons. Because if you remember, the ranked came out like 6 months after Pokemon Pocket initially released, and it was like when the game was at its most popular, right? Was after what was it? Shining Revelry. After Shining Revelry came out, and ranked released alongside it, like that was the most popular this game's ever been. And I understand the complaints that some people had about, oh, like when the new ranked season starts immediately when a new set comes out, like a lot of players don't have the opportunity to get all of the new cards before ranked. But like you have the whole month to grind ranked, right? And if you're not going to be spending money on the game, this was always my thought, if you're not going to be spending money on the game or like doing whatever, you know, it takes to get all of those new cards immediately, then you're probably not going to be able to compete for the #1 ranked spot on the ranked ladder anyway, right? Like that's just sort of inherently how it works. So I never really understood that argument. And I think that delaying the ranked season for 2 weeks after the sets come out has been a really bad thing. You know, if any of the developers of Pokemon Pocket are watching this, or anybody at Pokemon is watching this video, which I assume they probably aren't. However, if you're watching this video and you can like repost this or share this or like, I guess, just sort of get this idea out there, I genuinely do think that delaying the ranked season for 2 weeks at least is not a good thing. It's just not, because I think that a lot of the players engage with the game in the first week or 2 weeks after a new set comes out. They collect the cards, they play the new decks, and then they just probably are much less interested by the end of that first 2 weeks once ranked begins. And I just feel like you're kind of like you're definitely pushing out like a core audience and player base of this game that likes to actually play the game competitively, in the sense of like, you know, investing money in the game, building the new decks, and playing on the ranked ladder. So that's a change that I really would like them to revert. I'm not saying ranked has to come out like on the same day that the new set comes out. Maybe give it like a week. Like 1 week seems totally fine to me, but 2 weeks is a little bit long. It's a bit of a stretch. Like ranked just came out, for this Everyday Wonders B3B ranked season. It came out literally like 2 days ago, but the set's been out for 2 weeks. So it's like, it's such a weird dynamic. It has been somewhat okay for our Pocket Mads Pocket Tournament series that we do every single weekend. So it's nice to at least have the tournaments that are always really hyped up and exciting in the first couple of weeks of the new season, because there's no ranked. So players are a bit more, I guess, apt to compete in the tournaments. But like, I think everyone would definitely rather have ranked at the beginning of the season, right? Because it coincides with the hype of the new cards. Like, it's exciting. And from a content perspective, when I'm making videos and I'm, highlighting decks, like, there needs to be like some type of an environment for the players to use those decks that I'm talking about, right? And like the casual, battle queue, like, just isn't the same, you know what I mean? So there's a couple of things. They did bring back the emblem event, which is funny because it's like, just like, you got to win like 10 games, which takes literally like a half hour. It's interesting. They made some weird decisions to Pokemon Pocket recently. And I don't think the game's like, again, in like a bad state. It just feels like they're kind of doing things that in my mind are somewhat counterproductive to the player base and to, your actual audience. Like, I always kind of joke because it was probably like a year ago now, or maybe more than a year ago, where they did this like big survey, right, in the game. You guys might remember this, and you probably participated in the survey if you played back then. But they asked you a bunch of questions about like the release schedules and the way they were doing things. And I'm sure millions of people participated in that survey. And then about 6 months after the fact of that survey, they did a big update and they changed certain things. And one of the things they changed was ranked. The other thing they changed was getting rid of the multi-pack set releases, right? So for main sets, there used to be 2 packs that would come out. Like, if you remember like Space Time Smackdown or, other sets as well, like they came out with 2 different booster packs and the cards were split between the 2 packs. Now, I don't know if that's a better change to kind of put them all into a single booster pack like we have been getting even for the main sets, but that was a change they made, I think, based off that survey. The other thing that they changed alongside with ranked, and then that was, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Maybe those were the 2 main things. But like, those are strange changes, right? So to me, like, they definitely took feedback from the survey and they made changes to the game. But one thing that I always joke about is like, most of the people that were complaining in that survey that prompted them to make those changes about to the game of Pokemon Pocket, I think most of those players no longer are even playing the game, which I find to be hilarious, right? So they changed the game to accommodate all of these players who were just the outspoken minority, these people that were complaining about certain things, and then those people that were complaining are no longer even playing the game. So it's such a funny dynamic, and I think that the developers of the game probably do need to take a step back and think like, how can we actually maximize the experience of people playing the game? And I've been saying this since day one, like, if you want this game to continue to thrive, and I think Pokemon Pocket has thrived, it's been an incredibly successful game, but if you want it to continue to thrive for the next year, 2, 3 years, you need to accommodate and listen to the players that are actually spending time in your game playing the game. Right? Like, not just the people that log in for 5 minutes every day and open a couple of packs, like the people that log in every day and they play games, they play on the ranked ladder, they're building decks, they're doing all this different stuff. Like, those are the players that are making up your community, and those are the people that are going to keep your game alive. So that's the community that I try to represent. And again, no disrespect to anybody that doesn't actually play the game, they just open the packs, because that's totally fine too. If that's what you like to do, then that's, again, totally fine. But again, I do think that they really should pay more attention to the community of players that want to just actually play the game on a consistent basis. So anyway, that's just some random, I'm just ranting right now, and this video is probably going to be a big giant rant, but it's interesting. And we are working on something, so I guess we'll just talk about it right here at this point in the video. This video is just going to be a jumbled mess. I probably won't put timestamps. We're working on something internally, myself and other people on the Pocket Mads team, to create basically like a platform for players to compete in ranked battles when the ranked season hasn't begun yet. So basically like a third-party Pocket Mads ranked queue. We're going to be, that's going to be coming soon. I'm going to have like a video probably in a week or 2 that kind of announces that specifically. But look forward to that, because it's going to coincide with our actually official Pocket Mads website release. So I'll just sort of say it now, and I'll make it an official, release announcement of that probably later this month. But we're going to be releasing a website, like a Pocket Mads website. And there, not only will like you be able to engage with my content on the website, but it's going to be like, we're going to try to make it the best place possible for, metadata, deck lists, and just general information that the player base probably wants. and cares a lot about when it comes to deciding which decks they should play at any given time, which cards are the best, what the matchup spreads are look like, all of the things that we cover on the channel. The website's going to kind of go in depth and have a really good place for you to kind of get that information and keep up with the game from a competitive and metagame level. So that's going to be one aspect of it. But the other aspect is going to be the ranked queue. So we're going to actually have like ranked battles that you can queue up to on the website. And it'll function just like the normal ranked season. I don't know if we're going to be able to do rewards for it or not. We're going to have to figure that out. But basically, it's going to be a place for you guys to go in the first 2 weeks of a new season to actually compete against like the best players in a competitive environment with a ranked ladder and everything, without just having to play like the casual feed, right? And I think that should be really good for people in my internal community, like in our Discord server, of course, that are actively playing the game, but also, the players and the streamers, right? Like the people that do want to stream Pokemon Pocket regularly, this might give them an opportunity to do that. We're still going to continue to do the Pocket Tournament series, the PMPT tournaments. Those have been crazy. It's still insane to me that we're able to do it like weekend after weekend. And that's not something that like that's not an accomplishment of me, because I'm not the one that like runs the tournament and makes sure it happens every week. We literally have a team of people like community members, moderators, judges. Like there's a big team of people, and that includes the streamers like Jay and Taj as well, like the people that run the streams. Like those people are all absolutely crucial. Like the fact that we have this tournament every single weekend that is ran, that is posted and moderated and judged, and then also casted and streamed every single weekend is like an absolutely incredible feat. And I just find it to be insane that we've been able to do it for so long. So again, I just want to give another massive shout out to all of the people on the team that like make that happen, because it really is like a massive effort. Every weekend, I'm like so anxious that we like are going to be able to do it, like with the amount of people that are available and whatnot. And then it just ends up happening. And it, like everyone's always happy about it, and it goes totally smooth. So it's just crazy to me. It really is. But if anybody wants to I guess consistently join Jay Dankist on the tournament casting live streams, reach out to him. He's awesome. But we definitely would like some more people available to kind of stream with him, just so he's not alone in doing so. But again, yeah, big shout out to all the judges and the players. Right? There's definitely a lot of people that watch my content that don't actually actively play on the weekends. And I do understand, because it is like a long time investment to commit and compete in the tournaments. But if you can make it, and if you've never done it before, I highly recommend it, because playing in the tournaments is super fun. You can earn cash prizes, but it also is like the platform. It's like the way that I'm able to create a platform for the players. And that was like the whole concept of it, was that I wanted to highlight the people that were playing the game at the highest level, building the best decks and winning at a tournament, and in tournaments. Like I just wanted to highlight those players and those decks and on that whole concept on my channel, because that props up the community. And then the people, people play this game at a competitive level. And I find that to be very important to the health of a game. It's interesting because you guys might not know or have been following at all about Pokemon Unite. But Pokemon Unite was a game that I personally loved, and I played a ton of after it released. And we're about 5 years after Pokemon Unite had released. I believe it's been about 5 or 6 years. And that they just officially announced that Pokemon Unite is no longer a part of the competitive like world championship circuit for Pokemon. And that's like a really big deal in their community, because I think for them, it feels like the first domino falling of like that game, officially kind of being supported anymore and just sort of being pushed out. Like the life cycle of Pokemon Unite for a lot of those players, at least, and maybe I'm wrong, but in the interpretation that I'm getting from a lot of people in that community is that they feel like it's the beginning of the end for Pokemon Unite. And that's sad. But again, I think that, the core of the game, like, are the people that are playing it competitively and the people that are like really interested in it, right? Because it's okay to be a casual fan and a casual player, but you also have to accommodate the competitive player and the people that really do care about the game at a more complex level. And I think Pokemon Pocket like did that initially. Like that's what was really cool about Pokemon Pocket, was the game released and then everyone was like, yeah, this is a fun game. And there was this massive grassroots tournament series that was being run by Ursaday at the time. And tons of people were playing Pokemon Pocket at that time because the game had just released. And then they released the rank battles. So it was like, oh, like they do care about people actually playing the game. And ever since then, they haven't really done anything else. In fact, they've gone the opposite direction of like reducing the ranked seasons and making certain changes to the game that makes the competitive core audience feel probably that they maybe aren't the most tailored to, people in the community. And I think that, you know, it's always challenging. Like it is tough. I don't think the casual audience will feel alienated if you definitely spend some time committing to the competitive players, because I think they'll understand, right? Like if I'm a casual player of a game and the game is investing in the competitive, you know, community, like that to me means that they care about the game. Like, you know what I mean? I never really understood people feeling otherwise about that. So I think Pokemon Pocket has a lot of potential to do that. I'm going to also reiterate this for if you guys want to clip this and put it all over the internet, please do, because I think probably the most important thing that they could ever do to Pokemon Pocket is to add an additional game mode. Everyone's been saying this literally forever. And I, at this point, don't even care what that game mode is, but just make it something new, like on a monthly or on a weekly basis, for the players to actually play your game. Again, I cannot stress this enough. If anybody's watching this, you want people to play your game, okay? The goal should not be to have people log in, open a pack, and then close the game, and then go actually enjoy another game. That shouldn't be the purpose, right? The purpose of your game should so that people play it, engage with it, and have fun. And I think that there's so much opportunity to do that in Pokemon Pocket. An additional game mode, even if it was like just something to fill the gap in the first 2 weeks of a new season, like just do that. One of the things that I always talked about on this channel was Tavern Brawls from Hearthstone. Like Tavern Brawls are awesome because like every week it's like a new stipulation, like a new challenge, and you can just sort of build a unique deck that's specifically for that stipulation, for that challenge, for that week, and then queue up into other players like in a PvP setting that are also under that same stipulation, and then it refreshes, and it's a really fun way to play the game and a really engaging way to play the game. The other thing that Hearthstone does incredibly well is like draft, right? They have, is it the arena? Is that what they call it? Like the draft mode in Hearthstone is like one of the best things I've ever played in any card game, like bar none. The draft mode is so fun. And it's something that I think Pokemon Pocket would do an extremely like good job with somehow. Maybe, I don't know if it's even doable, just the way that decks work in Pokemon Pocket, but that's something to really look into. Anything that's an additional game mode that gets the players continuing to play the game, and it allows us content creators to make content about it and drive more engagement, like that's what we need in Pokemon Pocket. And it's just been so long since we had something new like that come out. And again, they did give us random battles, which is cool, but that's a single battle mode. And again, like it's mostly just something there to like fill the time, and you can auto battle it. So it's like half of a step. They gave us like half of what we were kind of asking for, which is better than nothing. But like I said, additional game modes would be kind of, to me, like the most important thing. And they did announce like this weird like raid battle thing, which nobody really knew what that was. It was like data mined. And I think that was supposed to be like a group, like a grouping way to open packs with other people, like almost like a pack battle type situation. That's what it seemed like to me, which also would be cool. Like literally anything else to do in the game would be a massive jump for Pokemon Pocket, because I think everything else is like so good about the game. Like they're hitting so many things out of the park with Pokemon Pocket just by inherently doing what they're doing. All they have to do is just like the little bit of more, like just give us something to do in the game. And I think for me, especially since the rank change over the past 6 months, like it really feels hard for me to like want to play the game consistently, right? Like I love opening the packs and I love following the game and building decks and testing them out and like watching the metagame and covering it. But like playing the game, like when I sit down, like do I want to sit down and play Pokemon Pocket for 2, 3, 4 hours like during a day? Like I used to, like when ranked first released and you had all month to do it, but like, you know, since nothing new's come out for so long and there's so many other games that I could be playing, like it almost feels that way to me. You know what I mean? Like they almost don't want us to play the game when you should want us to play your game. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Like that's the weird thing. Maybe they want you to go play like Scarlet and Violet or you know, Legends ZA, you know, and just tune into Pokemon Pocket for like 5 minutes every day. Maybe that's what they want. You know, it is strange. I'm not a developer. I don't work for Pokemon. I don't know how that all works. What's interesting, and one thing, and I'm not upset about this, I'm not like being like facetious in any way, but it is interesting to me that we hit 50,000 subscribers on this channel before I ever once got engaged with or interacted with anybody from the game. Like, does that, I don't know if that's how other games work. Maybe that's just how Pokemon works to me. And I'm not expecting anything, but I just find it to be really funny that 50,000 people are subscribed to this channel, but I've never once spoken to anybody at Pokemon or Dina or Pokemon Pocket or anything like in the ambassador program or anything like that. And I do find that to be interesting. Not that I'm upset about it at all. I really could care less. I just find that to be funny. Like it's almost ironic, right? That we're at 50,000. It's been so long. It's been a year and a half. We're at 50,000 subscribers and I have absolutely no interaction with anybody at Pokemon Pocket or Dina or Pokemon in general, which is kind of crazy. if you think about it. And I know there are other people in the community that do have that interaction, which is awesome. So at least they are doing it to a degree. And I think that anybody that is a part of like whatever program they have probably does deserve it, like for sure. So massive shout out to them. Anyway, we're at 25 minutes. This is crazy. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I don't even know. This was a huge rant. This was definitely a big rant video, but a good rant. This is like a good rant, right? Like it's just a catch up. It's like, how you guys doing? 50,000 subscribers. Isn't that crazy? You know, I'll probably make another one of these in a year or two when we hit 100,000 subscribers, if we ever do, you know. The other thing to mention too, that I wanted to mention was like the amount of time it took to hit like 50,000 subscribers from like, say like 40 or 40,000 was way longer than it was to go from like 10 to 40. And that's because like right now, at least in like the last couple of months, like the amount of new players coming to Pokemon Pocket and like new audience, like the new people in, you know, the community is just like so slim, right? So there's less new players coming to the game. So there's less, like you gain less subscribers, right? I think a lot of people that are actively, you know, engaging and competing in Pokemon Pocket, like probably already know of my channel and or are subscribed. So unless there's like new people joining the game, there's just not going to be that many new subscribers. And I think that's why it kind of took so long to go from like 40 to 50. You know what I mean? It definitely was a bit long, which I don't mind. Like, again, it's just the way that the game works, but I find it to be interesting. And again, if they want new players to join the game, if they want people to come to Pokemon Pocket instead of leave Pokemon Pocket slowly, they should be adding things to the game, and not just new cards, but new things to do in the game, right? I love ranked, okay? But like, how many ranked seasons have we had? You know, like, and I know it's like a new season with new cards every time, but like, wouldn't it be cool to just like have something else, like something else you could do in the game? Like, I feel like even if it was just like the most random extra game mode, it would be like the biggest world and the biggest news ever in Pokemon Pocket, because we've just never had anything like that. But anyway. 50,000 subscribers, guys, super cool. And again, I'm just really grateful. I'm going to continue to make videos as I make them. I'm going to continue to do this the way I do it. And I just really enjoy, you know, making the videos. I enjoy talking about Pokemon Pocket. I enjoy playing Pokemon Pocket, engaging with the community, you know, talking to you guys, talking with you guys, streaming, all of the stuff. Like it is really, really fun. And I'm just super lucky. That's the reality of it, is I just got really lucky to have the community that we have and all of the people around, because they make it special. You know what I mean? It's because of you guys. Like that's what's funny about YouTube. I don't do YouTube full time. It's not my job or anything. I just do it because it's fun. But like, that's why it's fun. It's fun because you guys are here. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'd be playing Pokemon Pocket, but like the whole fun part about making content and engaging is like, there's people out there that are watching and then commenting and talking to me and sending me stuff. Like, it's like not things, but like sending me messages and stuff. It's really fun. Like, it's just such a cool thing. And I think that's like one of the cooler things about the world today is that you can just do something like this, which is probably why, like, even if Pokemon Pocket years from now completely fades away and the game just gets deleted and nobody's playing this game, like I'll probably continue to do the YouTube stuff for something else. Like if I find another game that I like, because it's about the process. Like it's about making the videos and engaging with the community that I find to be so fun. Yeah. There you go, guys. What are we doing? We got to wrap this up. Let's get this video done here. And that's it. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about Pokemon Pocket. You know, say a little bit about yourselves. Like, what's the most fun you've had? Things that you would like to see in the game. You know, any questions you have for me, I'll definitely answer them down in the comments. I really do appreciate it. 50,000 subscribers, crazy. 50,000 it's so many people. That's so many people. 50,000 people. Like I don't even know what that many people would look like. You know what I mean? I do have like the demographic information on my YouTube channel. There's people all around the world, all different ages, which I find to be really cool. Different genders and whatnot. Very, very awesome. I love it. It's awesome. So cool. Anyway, thank you guys. That's I guess the whole point of this video. Thank you for subscribing and watching. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back to like normal videos tomorrow. So this was definitely one of those weird deviation type things, but maybe nobody even watches this. Maybe people don't even care about these videos, but if you did watch this, I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me talk. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. We'll see you guys later. All right. Bye.